You got to show me that. He would never believe you, but he wouldn't criticize you, but he'd say, you got to show me that. Now, if I saw him the next time and he didn't allude to that conversation, I knew I had a tie. I'm not here because John was a good basketball player or a great softball pitcher. I'm here because he's a hell of a person. You know, we live our lives, we get caught up in a rat race, and Roger was alluding to this earlier. You're working hard at your job, you're trying to do a good job with your kids, you're trying to keep peace with your wife. You're doing the things you've got to do to get by. You play a little golf, or you go fishing, or you go hunting, or whatever. And that's your life. You wake up, a lot of years have gone by. But some people do a little more. They look around, an old saying, you see a need and you fill it. John Georgie did things that benefited other people, not his wife or his family or his kids. Certainly he did that also. What I'm saying is he found time to do things that made things better for other people. If you turn over that program you got there, it indicates some of the areas in which he made contributions to the city. That's why I'm here tonight. Not because he was a great athlete, but because of the things he did that made things better for the kids in town. And there are a lot of athletes, a lot of good athletes here tonight. We're here because John did something other than play basketball and softball. He did things that helped the community and the kids in the town. And I'm going to tell you, I'm proud to be a friend of his. Thanks very much.
Larry, you're a very good friend of Johnny. Thank you. At this time, I'm going to ask John's youngest boy, Neil, to stand up, along with his wife, Tammy. There are 3 children. Kara, age 13. Hi, Kara. Jenna, age 12. And Joel, who is 7 years old. This party tonight could not have been accomplished without Johnny's 2 sons, who he should be so, so proud of. Those 2 kids worked their butts off, selling tickets, thinking of nothing but what's best for their father, and I would be so proud to have 2 children like those 2 kids. I also want to thank the rest of the committee that helped put this party together. The family, who I'm not going to name individually, Ellen Millard, who in my office was responsible for a lot of collections of money, and she's here tonight with her husband, Police Director Craig Millard. The North Adams Eagles Club, who, with their president, Bob Davis, did a great, great deal for all of us. And if you don't think it's easy to set up these tables, try it. Bobby, thank you. The next gifted person I'd like to hear from tonight is Ed Ladley. And the reason I say gifted is him and his wife, Rosemarie, are the proud parents of 8 children. and 5 grandchildren.
You gotta get this all in.
Now, Ed grew up in New York City. He attended St. Peter's High School. And for all you basketball buffs, you know that St. Peter's High School is a hotbed of great talent, a lot of it which went on to the NBA. Well, while Ed was at St. Peter's, he made quite a name for himself, and just recently, he was inducted into the St. Peter's High School Hall of Fame. He went on to Niagara University, which is a Division I school. And when I say Niagara University, and a lot of the guys younger like me will remember names like Kelvin Murphy, Hubie Brown, Larry Costello. As a matter of fact, when Kelvin Murphy was at Niagara, freshmen were not allowed to play varsity ball. They filled up Niagara for the freshman games, and they left for the varsity. Ed was part of that team. He is the dean of high school basketball coaches, and here's how many years Ed has been coaching Wauconah High School Regional Basketball. 31. Also, he is an IAA BO official basketball. He's been doing that job for 23 years. I don't know how he finds the time to do what he does, but it's with a great deal of pleasure I offer you Ed Ladley.
Softball. Used to be an umpire in our league down in Dallas. You cold there?
Sometimes when we're coaching, we don't need the mic. Most of the times as coaches at the head table here. But all those nice accolades are very appreciative, Mike. But we're really here for the purpose of giving accolades to this man right here, Johnny George. And I just feel so really at awe and just thankful just to be in that friendship and in that closeness to a fellow that has dedicated his life for you people right here. And I just made a little comment to myself right here as we're sitting here listening to the other speakers, and the statement comes up, out of the mouths of babes comes the truth. That was one of the greatest statements made by his little grandchild right there about the love of his granddad. And then, of course, Larry DeMarco going on about this community. I can foresee, I asked Fred Thompson right here at the table, Fred, does this town of North Adams have a Hall of Fame itself? Because right here, this man should be your #1 person. Now I have a couple of things written down here to read, and as frequently what happens when you go to the free throw line, you readjust yourself and you go and take the shot. You see if you can make it. I've got to share a couple of things. When did I come in contact with Johnny Georgie? There's a couple of great people sitting out here in the audience, Johnny's teammates on some of the softball teams. Right here. How about some of those fellows stand up and give Johnny George a great hand? Teammates of his from the softball league.
Stand up.
Because that leads me into my next love of recreation, just like John.
Never call me out.
Want to bet?
I would say.
It's always strike 3, you're out. It has never changed. Right, John? And we do go back a little bit because I see Jimmy Browski sitting over there at that table. See, Jimmy, if I was over there sitting with you, we could have a few more bites to eat. Or when you get up there to head the tail. But Jimmy and I go back with the leagues the same that Johnny